Okay, let's talk Cobra Kai season 4. Now, obviously, as you guys know, it all starts off with Johnny and, Daniel essentially trying to put their differences aside and train their students together to fight against Kreese for the All Valley Tojo and stuff like that. And the first episode just kind of talks about how, Daniel and Johnny are like, opposing each other and, it's kind of hard for them both to mix. And then we have it where, Johnny finally is like, you know what? I'll try your method. So, he tries to do Miyagi Do. And then Daniel, second episode, tries to do Cobra Kai. He ends up liking it a little bit. He fights some gang guys, and then like no, not gang guys, but some hockey players, very aggressive ones at that. And then afterwards, they decide that they're going to be training the opposite students. So then Johnny starts teaching Miyagi Do students Cobra Kai, and Cobra Kai students start learning Miyagi Do. To which on Johnny's side, he's having a very hard time, and Daniel seems to be getting somewhere, at least slightly, with the students. At the same time, we basically have it so that John Kreese and Terry Silver were obviously, doing their own thing. And then, it all just kind of started feeling weird from here. The first episode of Cobra Kai was just so strange. Like the opening, just some random person playing the piano. A little weird, not gonna lie. I kind of was expecting something else for, this series. I mean, we've been waiting so long as a fan base, and for this to be the product we got, I honestly have no other words other than disappointment. I personally would have thought that a lot of the choices that were made in this series were kind of rushed and were simply put in place to, just fill in extra space. Like the stuff with Daniel's son and like his bully. Why? It doesn't even fit in the story in my eyes. Like nobody cares about those characters. Like I get it, it's Sean's little brother, but it would have been just so much better if Sean would have joined Cobra Kai or something like that. That would have just felt way better than having his little brother join in there, because his little brother didn't make a difference at the end of the day, and the plot line with Robbie and him just didn't really feel too fleshed out in general. It kind of felt as if they just kind of they just threw a random plot line in there for no good reason. And then my biggest problem with this was the repeat of Johnny trying to get students. It feels like every other season Johnny is trying to gain some new students for his brand new dojo, and it's just kind of getting very repetitive in a sense. I also really dislike the fact that at the beginning, obviously Terry Silver was more of a changed person. He had become a little kinder. He ended up like putting all this Cobra Kai stuff to the past, and then Kreese comes in and he basically just tries to get him out of his life, because in Terry Silver's eyes, he understands that John Kreese is his weakness. So from there, he's kind of a little bit adamant, but it just feels weird, because when he finally does end up joining, it genuinely feels like Cobra Kai has a shot at winning, not playing dirty and simply playing by the rules, doing what they were supposed to do, not fighting against the other team, kind of like with the original Karate Kid movies, where Johnny wasn't allowed to fight against Daniel, and he honored that. He didn't fight against him. I feel like it gave that bit of a nostalgic feel to it. But the second that I saw Terry Silver like have these mixed moments of where he was dark and like light and dark and light, it just felt so forced. You know what I mean? Like his character, all in all, just felt a little fake. And then when we basically see the encounter between Daniel and Terry, it kind of just shows you how Daniel is like one of the pettiest, like grudges. Like he has a grudge, right? Like Terry came in, and obviously, if I got tormented by some grown adult when I was a kid, I probably wouldn't react too well either. But I mean, this guy's a karate sensei. He's an adult now. He could have talked a little bit. But I guess it made for a good story. And honestly, it did. I mean, I was pretty like intrigued when I saw all of that stuff going down. But like I said before, the stuff with Anthony and just him wanting to join Miyagi Do, it just felt like this season had a lot of moments thrown in there that just didn't need to be in the story whatsoever. A lot of the times when I was watching this show, I kind of felt really bored. And I don't know if I simply didn't enjoy it because I rushed through it the second that it hit, July 31st. But I mean, not July 31st, but December 31st. And I immediately, was starting to watch it. I literally watched it till 6 a.m. But I don't know. Something about the season just truly didn't feel as great as all of the other ones. I don't know if I'm the only person who has this opinion, but I genuinely just didn't really like season 4. My biggest pet peeve was like those moments where we really were having it hyped up, like my god, the tournament, like this and this and this. Like we wanted to see Johnny and Daniel train their students and like balance, having them have offense and defense. But instead, they ended up fighting like little toddlers, just like they always do. And I kind of feel like at this point, to keep repeating that same storyline was just it was just beating something that was already dead, not in my opinion. But then we go into like the prom stuff, and I didn't really feel like that episode was needed. I didn't really care about Miguel and Samantha's prom because, truth be told, I don't like that relationship. I genuinely wish Miguel would have stayed with Tori, and even though Tori has her crazy moments, I just prefer her over Sam as an overall character. That's just me nitpicking though. Honestly, a lot of the choices in season 4 were good, Cobra Hawk changing his hair color, having a couple of occasional bickerings, the funny moments here and there thrown in by Johnny, and and the reveal of Terry Silver, the fact that he doesn't want to join and he finally ends up joining, him kind of trying to turn a new leaf and help Cobra Kai. I kind of enjoyed that a little bit. And just seeing Miguel like having a hair change, I kind of like that too. But that's just small things that I did end up liking about this. A lot of this series just kind of felt like eh. And when we finally did get to the All Valley tournament, just it just felt bland. As Gordon Ramsay would say, it is bland. But yeah, it was just so not good. Like the fact that Miguel ended up like twisting his like leg, back, torso, I don't know what he did. The fact that he ended up injuring himself in the way that he did, it was just not it. I don't know if that's just me, but it was not it at all. And seeing Samantha be like the one who was like quote unquote the person who was supposed to find balance, when throughout this entire story we've basically had it so that Miguel was that kid from Reseda who was the one who was supposed to embody balance, offense and defense. And setting up that relationship with Daniel and Miguel honestly felt very good. The problems that he had with Johnny, with him kind of feeling jealousy towards Daniel, that felt real, that felt genuine. But the scene that probably was my favorite was a moment where Johnny got drunk after getting his ass handed to him by Terry Silver, and he said, I love you, Robbie, to Miguel, as Miguel shed tears and genuinely just looked hurt. I could see the pain in his eyes, and it felt like something very real. You know what I mean? Like you love somebody and like you wish that you were the person, but instead, they love you, but not as much as another person. Think Jacob and Edward from Twilight. Think about that. That's kind of the boat that Miguel is in and Robbie have both been in during the entire series of Cobra Kai. And it's a very like strange drama type dynamic, which I'm cool with. But as I said, the All Valley was just my least favorite part about this whole thing. The fights were not anything at all like what I was expecting. Previous fights, even like the mall fights and stuff like that, were even better executed than this. And the ending house fight at like the Christmas party like of last season was so much more better executed than this. This just felt like horrible. It was just not it. I don't know if that's just me, but the fight between Dimitri and Robbie, I mean, I guess that fight was kind of cool, but I would have liked to see Miguel fight in there instead and just see Robbie and Miguel fight again. It's just something that I've been wanting to see for a long, 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 long time. And even though we saw that at the prom, it didn't really count per se. It was a point-based thing. And I guess that's just my personal opinion on Cobra Kai. That is my review of what could have been. I feel like Cobra Kai season 4 had so much potential to be great and so many things were going for it, but the writers simply just rushed through it, or they simply just made some bad decisions, or simply wanted to set themselves up for another season. When I saw that Terry Silver went from light to dark, and then, like him basically being like, yo, like chill out, bro, like let's not repeat the past, and then repeating the past 5 seconds later was just so strange. Also, seeing John Kreese go from like I like almost about to kill Johnny to sparing him, that just didn't feel real. It didn't feel like it was in John Kreese's character whatsoever. He was willing to kill Johnny back then. Why wouldn't he have done it now? You know what I mean? It just doesn't make any sense for me. But then seeing the ending, how Terry Silver is now going to be set up as like the main villain, and Chosen is coming back for season 5. I genuinely kind of lost some of the love for the series. I don't know if that's just me, but a lot of the decisions that were made were very poor, and in my opinion, I just simply did not like Cobra Kai season 4, with all the hype that was surrounding it and all the things that I had expected for this, I expected a lot more. And, it delivered somewhat, but when you wait as long as we have, I definitely wish we could have gotten a better product out of what, you know, time we waited for. I wish that our theories would have been right. Sean would have came back. I truly, truly wish we would have had some more interactions between Miguel and Tori. And I just genuinely wish that we saw Miguel doing more Miyagi-Do training. I just wasn't really too shocked with the season. It didn't really feel as great as the other ones. And at this point, I'm kind of just rambling on. I know I might probably get some hate down below in the comment from some Cobra Kai tards talking about some, yeah, we don't know what you're talking about. You're the worst. You just do anime what ifs, man. Yeah, how are you gonna come on here and do Cobra Kai content? I know I'm probably gonna hear some of that, but it's like, come on now. Like, this is just bad story writing. So yeah, that was just my opinion of Cobra Kai season 4. I mean, I'm still gonna watch season 5, and season 4 wasn't terrible, but overall, I would rate it a solid 6 out of 10 in terms of what I thought for Cobra Kai season 4. With that being said, though, guys, hope you guys don't bash me too hard down below in the comments. And if you guys do agree with anything that I did say during the video, then please go down below and comment it. Seeing as I'm going to be like really looking at my comments this time and like truly responding to a lot of the comments that I feel make very solid arguments. Let me know what your counterpoints are to my opinion, and let me know what you guys personally thought was good and why you guys might think differently. That being said, though, I love each and every single one of you guys. It has been your boy Zether, and I am out. Peace.